This review will contain spoilers on the Netflix original movie Before I Wake. Thank you. Hey there! So I just watched the movie Before I Wake on Netflix, and it was both extremely terrifying and also heartwarming. Weird combination, I know. This movie was directed by Mike Flanagan, was released on Netflix on January 5th, 2018. Okay, so a quick introduction to the movie. Our main character, Jessie Hobson, and her husband Mark adopt a foster child named Cody Morgan after recently losing their own child, Sean, in an accidental drowning. They soon discover that when Cody sleeps, his dreams become real, as long as he is asleep. That's the basic plot of the movie. I'm not going to go scene by scene explaining what happens in the movie. If you want that, go watch the actual movie. Now, when I was watching the movie, I was actually pretty amazed by the movie's respect to the audience. What I mean by that is that I was surprised how they didn't just blatantly say things for the audience. In the first few scenes in the movie, you know that the couple lost a child. They're taking down pictures of a little boy from the walls, and the couple seem to be harboring deep pain that they don't blatantly voice to the audience. One of my favorite scenes is in the first few minutes. Jessie, the wife and grieving mother, is lying in their bed, unable to sleep. She rolls out of bed and walks down the hall to the bathroom. There's a shot of her in the doorway looking at the bathtub. The audience, up to this point, didn't know how they lost their son Sean, but now we do. We get a scene of Jessie walking to the bathtub and staring at it. We now know, as an audience, that she lost her child to drowning. I really loved how they did this. I cannot stand it when movies open up and one character turns to another and says, "Man, it's been 6 months since we lost Mom, and I am still so sad." Like, no one talks like that. No one just says how long it's been since their mother died. So I have to commend this movie for not beating us over the head with useless, stale dialogue. Sure, maybe it's not the subtlest way they could have done it, but it works. My only gripe is that while she is looking at the bathtub, she gets flashbacks of Sean drowning, which, to be honest, I kind of found unnecessary. We knew at that point that Sean died in the bathtub. But then again, this movie is a thriller, and they needed the sudden shift of a kid drowning to scare the audience. Speaking of scaring the audience, if you don't like horror movies, don't watch this movie. Don't make the mistake I did. I didn't know this was a horror movie. I have to admit, this movie really scared me. I was expecting a thriller and got a horror movie. The main antagonist, you could say, of the movie is what Cody calls the Canker Man. See, when Cody goes to sleep, whatever he's dreaming comes to life. The kid loves butterflies, so when he dreams of butterflies, Jessie and Mark see them in the living room. His dreams come to life. But the same goes for his nightmares. And this is where I have to commend the movie again. The Canker Man scared the living daylights out of me. This lanky, pale, raspy creature that just appears from a cloud of moths, yeah, it scared me pretty bad, to be honest. But I found it to be also kind of awesome. Whoever did character design for this movie should be really proud of themselves. Anyway, the Canker Man haunts Cody in his dreams, and since he can bring to life whatever he dreams, the Canker Man becomes real when Cody goes to sleep. There's a classic but effective scene when Jessie goes downstairs and gets a drink from the kitchen. She grabs the glass, fills it with water, then drinks it, and the audience suddenly sees this pale white figure in the doorway. She finishes the glass, puts it down, and the figure is gone. No horror movie audio cues, no scary violins, silence. Very, very eerie, and it made both me and my mom jump when we watched it. Now, for my main gripes of this movie, the Canker Man is able to sort of absorb people and kill them, like they just kind of go into his skin. It's kind of scary, leaving no trace of whoever he consumed. Now, I can get paranormal rules and all that, like ghosts being able to kill people and whatever, but the butterflies that Cody dreamed didn't really have an effect on the physical world. They didn't stay in the jars after Cody woke up, they didn't make any marks, whatever, on the world. Like, they weren't actually there. But the Canker Man can eat people? And spoiler, the people the Canker Man consumes never come back. No. That's one part that kind of bothered me. Again, spoiler alert, but Mark, Jessie's husband, is eaten by the Canker Man. And when the movie is ending, Mark never comes back. I remember my mom turned to me as the credits rolled and said, "So she's just cool with her adoptive son's nightmare killing her husband and her husband never coming back?" This was my main gripe with the movie. Jessie and Mark's relationship was a pretty big part, but Mark just is eaten and never mentioned again. But I have to say, this movie had a pretty awesome ending, an explanation for the Canker Man. I won't spoil it here, but you should really watch the movie if you're up for scares and horrors, but also a pretty good ending. My opinion? I give this movie an 8.2 out of 10. Hey, so I hope you enjoyed. This was something really different that I always wanted to try out. I have always loved movie reviews and deep, in-depth analysis of movies, so tell me if you guys like this. This is the first time me doing this, and yeah, it was a little bit nerve-wracking and different, but hey, I hope it turned out alright. Thanks for watching!